Leaves.
Alright, here we are in winners finals. We have Colonies and Agent versus Katakiri and Secretboss. And I am joined here by Riddler.
How we doing?
Really interesting being able to see both these people climb, both of them on the stream. There was only one game that neither of these teams were on the stream.
Looks like both teams are also have a sponsor player, both from Cutlass. And to make things even more exciting, their boss is standing directly behind you with a giant smile on his face.
Very cool.
Riley is here, and he is just loving this. He's steepling his fingers. He's like, hey,
understandable. So right now, they're trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do for stage selection. The striking process is very important game one, especially in doubles. You have to look at a lot of different angles, but we actually see Agent switch to Bayonetta, which is really interesting because last game opted not to and stayed Diddy Kong the whole time.
They've got against, who are they up against?
They're up against
character-wise?
Cloud and again.
I can see Bayonetta just kicking the crap out of Ganondorf.
Definitely a possibility.
It might just be Ganondorf's like one of his worst matchups, which might be why they didn't. And they went to Lilac Cruise, Fox's worst stage. Interesting.
Probably had a...
might be Bayonetta's best stage. Or they just didn't have, maybe there are other better options to Bayonetta. Anyway, good start. Bayonetta just kind of sitting in the bag. It looks like they might play the...
Oh, early start.
I'm about to say she's going to tank stocks, but nope, not going to happen. Ganondorf says, get out of my house.
Ganondorf having
He's got the
bad rep. Ganondorf now with a solid stock, going for the kill there on Fox. Very, very sly. But just trying to get a solid stock. Very nice job. So here we are, two different battles going on, able to be caught in a string of special moves by Bayonetta, but then eventually...
Excellent read on that forward smash.
This Ganondorf has had beefy forward smash after forward smash.
He does not make... He's making very little mistakes, let's put it that way. He is just on point with his... He's not striking out, just throwing moves out wherever he wants. He's just on point with those.
Being smart with what he's doing. Very cool. Getting a read on Colonies, and now this is going to be a solid 5-3 lead.
They need to not let that happen again.
Alright, now bringing the lead down to 4-3, but still not where they want to be.
Ganondorf doing exactly what Ganondorf needs to do. Sit on that side with that stock lead, just sit there and wait. Wait for Fox to come to him. Once again, Fox has a really hard time on this stage because his recovery gets given from Law by Lilac.
Yeah, the angles on Lilac's just uncomfortable, especially with someone that has...
Wow, did you see that forward smash from Ganondorf? He basically tilted it down, didn't even hit his own teammate.
That's what all this practice will lead to. Whenever you practice with someone enough, you're able to see their mannerisms. And because I'm sure of all this practice that these two characters, Katakiri and Secretboss, I'm sure they put their time in.
Having a character like Cloud as an ally, it's really nice. He can basically just charge up that forward smash, just charge it up, keep the other person away, and then he doesn't even get punished by it.
Oh my goodness, Bayonetta getting caught in 2 spikes there.
Yes.
Ganondorf actually wasn't seen as the favorite thing, but able to take the. I think they didn't say the class screen enough, but I think he was able to take 4 stocks.
Yeah, it took off quite a bit. Okay, so that was a good strategy. Wow, did not expect that. I expected Bayonetta to just really get in Ganondorf's face and do some work, but Cloud just wouldn't let it happen.
She tried in the beginning and ate a down air because of it, losing her first stock. Switching Villager, still not Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong able to get him all the way here to finals.
Although I do know this player, and he does play a lot of Villager. And he's got a lot of shenanigans, obviously, which is kind of how you have to play Villager anyway. But He knows all of them. He knows the shenanigans.
Plus, as you said earlier, Fox is a character that does very good on his own. And Villager is able to sit back on his hand. It might give them a dynamic that is what they might need in order to face this Katakiri Secret Boss combo.
They need something. They need to change whatever it is they're doing. That's for sure.
Also, Lilac wasn't a that good one. They had really low platforms, so Xander's up tilts were able to hit whenever they're on the platform. It's going to be a very interesting dynamic.
Being a fax caller like Fox, it was not a good place for them to be. I'm not really sure how they let Lilac crews get by.
Their bands in the best of 5.
We have a question about the bands in a best of 5.
Bands in the best of 5, yeah. In there?
Yeah.
Is there games super early?
I'm sorry?
Is there games super early? Can't go back to the stage.
Yes.
Yeah. So eventually, well, I understand what he's asking. Eventually, there's going to be no stages for them to go to.
Oh, shoot, if they keep
Yeah, it's much miserable.
Yeah.
Like they can't go to Lilac if they ban a stage, and they can't go to that stage at all during the 5 match.
Sit back there ready.
Question being asked: this is a best of 5, so they're not really sure if they're going to be. Are there going to be stage strikes? Who's running it? Leave it to you. The best of 5. Are there bands in between each game?
1 second.
Okay. What did you say? About okay.
Oh, I just was doing that.
Okay. That's fine. I'm taking him to duck it. This is a much better decision for the red team. Fox still being able to do things against Ganondorf with those constant up tilts, but he can't, with Cloud just sitting next to him, he can't do the same stuff that he would do in a 1v1.
Very true. Trying to get the down air there on Villager, but getting back on stage as his invincibility went out. Very good, nice awareness from both Ganondorf and Villager there.
I think Villager was definitely a better pick. He is able to take stocks, but he's also able to keep a character away from Fox. Like he can basically bodyguard, take the other character that Fox isn't focusing, and just be like, "Hi, you need to be over here now," while Fox does his thing.
Yeah. Plus, it doesn't look like it, but Villager is not a very light character.
No, he's incredibly heavy, very survivable. So yes, tanking stocks for sure, but I do. It's a better pick than Bayonetta, I think, in this sense, because Bayonetta is more of a killer, more of an assassin, get in your face kind of scenario where Villager can just be on the outside. But also, again, he's got enough range, enough projectiles that he can keep someone such as Cloud away from Fox, while Fox just murders Ganondorf, which is basically what's been happening.
Yeah, it's a very nice adaptation. I like to teams shouldn't get discouraged after game 1. They just said, you know what, we're going to switch up the game. And they're actually seeing some pretty decent results right now with a 1-stock lead. Ganondorf now on his last stock, and after this we'll have to resort to share stocks. Now Cloud, it is a 5-4 game, and Villager still has not died yet.
154%.
Much different than the 30% kill last game.
Villager doing an excellent. Villager's got a actually decent neutral game. Maybe not better than most characters, but he can really stand his own if he's left alone.
And able to just hit their slingshots all the time. Getting a stage spike, not getting the tech there from Secretboss, but Villager able to just chase him off the stage, and there it is. It's going to be a 1.
And that right there also. The Duck Hunt Villager being able to throw the bowling balls directly on the bottom, so you can't recover low against Villager. This was a much better stage. I almost want to say in both games it was the stage selection itself that's what determined this game. Because all these players do have basically equal skill, but the stage itself really helped out Fox and Villager this game. Last game it just burned them real hard.
Yeah, right now it's this game is almost there. there's not much that Ganondorf, who isn't even seen as one of the better characters in this game, can do against 3 stocks.
Yeah, 104%. Oh, and Villager doing a combo I haven't actually seen before, but man, that was impressive.
Getting the off-stage presence whenever Ganondorf isn't even on screen. Able to make sure.
Side B, was that a side B back air?
Side B back air, and then I think he jumped into a second back air.
Yeah. Just throwing a whole bunch of projectiles, just a wall of projectiles around Ganondorf. Going, well, you're Ganondorf. Come on and hit it. The Colonies and Agent taking game 2.
So here, we can only really speculate what they're going to try to go to right now, but you might want to try to go to something with projectiles to throw off, with platforms to throw off the projectile game here between. Oh,
hello. How's it going? I'm Matt.
You're Matt?
Yeah,
of course you are. I'm Matt.
Nice. It's a good name. It's a good 80s name.
We're everywhere.
Big. That and Snake. I know like 5 people named Snake.
God damn.
All born in the 80s. Yes, it's wild.
So here we are going into game 3. Oh, Dreamland. Very interesting pick. You can see because the platform, as we were saying, in.
Well, it's basically it's equivalent to Battlefield in terms of Fox being pretty good on it, but we've been seeing some really good things with Ganondorf on this stage, on these stages as well, on Battlefield and Dreamland.
At a certain point, you have to try to start weighing what are your benefits versus your opponent's benefits.
Well, they also have to consider they haven't got a full ruling yet on if they win on a stage, and this is best out of 5, they can no longer go to that stage. So I think they're trying to also kind of be like, well, this isn't going to be a super terrible stage for us, but hey, you know, if we lose on it, at least we have a good stage we can counterfeit.
Alright, so now
Villager is doing a tremendous job maintaining that neutral game. In the beginning, it looked like the blue team had it better. They were staying in the middle of the stage at something that Ganondorf I don't normally see. You normally kind of sits on the edge.
Did you see whenever you got hit by the limit forward B, Villager actually went and hit the Fox with his neutral air, that way the knockback wouldn't be as intense.
Yep.
Very nice job to keep stage presence, and that'll be a stop. It is now 6-5 here in favor of Red Team.
All single
The forward airs and back airs from Villager is just brutal.
And that's going to force the of Cloud, not killing Villager just yet, but will be able to get over there and kill Fox with Rage. Putting 100% fast falling Fox, very nice job.
So I was just talking about Villager doing a very good neutral game, but now blue team is basically maintaining it again. They're sitting in that middle of the stage. They're not throwing out moves. It looks like they're not focusing one target either. They know that Fox has.
And that's a death on Ganondorf. It is now a 5-3 game in favor of Villager and Fox. This was a counter pick. And that'll be the first stock off of Villager at 163%.
Oh, and Dreamland Wind I thought would take that forward smash directly into Fox, but it didn't.
Why does that matter?
High risk, high reward, I guess.
Yeah, that's the way you got to play right now.
Cloud missing that back air.
In winners finals, you don't play games. Not getting the tech there, but honestly, with Villager, not that dangerous, but still, it's a practice.
But Villager is just tanking stocks. He's doing a fine job of it.
Yes, he is. So now both players on the blue team have very high
Cloud just missing that limit break.
what Cloud was trying to do there was trying to get something out of his limit, not just trying to upbeat.
Using the wind box.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Because if you're going to be forced to use your up B, you might as well use your limit on something else.
And I can see that working really well on a lot of characters, but on a character like Villager that can float back with some balloons, maybe not as much. But if you trained it that way, you're going to stick with what you know.
The team really hasn't seemed like it's been able to adapt to Villager since the pick. Well, in mid-sentence, commentator's curse, I guess. And now, just like that, blue team bringing it back in their favor.
Ganondorf doing just a couple of Ganondorf moves, and all of a sudden, Fox is gone.
Although, it wouldn't be that hard for this villager to get 2 kills.
He has all of the camping game, and they have none. So we'll have to see how that's going to be played.
Although
this is going to be the hot potato game. Don't get grabbed.
It'd be very easy for Ganondorf to just take a stock with a forward B if he could get some decent stage presence over there by villager.
Nice spacing with his forward airs.
Now,
lots of mix-ups there.
I don't understand this. They both, like, it seems as if they both keep running in individually. Neither of them want to get caught in each other's moves because they could kill. At a certain point, you can't let Villager just stay back and play games.
You absolutely want Ganondorf to get in there over Cloud simply because he's got an extra stock that Ganondorf can take with guys. But again, they're just kind of working it out, just waiting for their opportunity. There goes Cloud.
And then assigned. Cloud is now able to go and have a decent amount of presence, but not doing anything on a grab there. 2 times now. We'll see if Villager can
playing the camping game. Ganondorf in this scenario, it seems like he's not really sure what to do. He can't get through the wall of projectiles, and Cloud also has a hard time doing that as well. Give props to Marcus at this point. He's doing a tremendous job. Eventually they'll learn how to adapt though. Yep. They only need maybe one more of those, one more combo, and that should be it.
Ooh, not what Cloud was looking for there, but still keeping pressure. Villager just having.
Still have the advantage, build the percentage, and Ganondorf should be able to finish it off. But Villager doing
yes.
Read the roll. Can't tell if that was poor DI or if that was just how it is.
We actually so the counterpick actually pulling through in the end there. Very nice adaptation after it was down 2 stocks halfway through the game and able to just go take that momentum and just reverse it.
Yeah, in the very beginning of that game, they did a good job maintaining the neutral, just staying in the middle. Ganondorf just kind of maintaining, like right in the center of the stage, sitting himself there, just waiting for something to happen to him. And then a little later on, Villager just kind of started pulling him around. It worked out for them. It kind of turned in their favor, but then once again, Ganondorf just went right back to the middle, and they ended up winning that. They ended up taking it just by the neutral game. That little ending was a little sketchy, or with the Villager just bouncing around them, but it's hard to win a 1v2.
Yeah, it's never...
Very, very rarely do I see someone winning a 1v2.
It's like the other teams at like 100% each. With them having 3...
Villager immediately starts by pocketing the neutral from Cloud.
Yeah, only 10% from the red team, whereas the blue team has almost 110. Villager actually taking no damage, doing what we were talking about earlier, just doing a great job of just making a projectile wall that no one can really get through.
And Fox is fast enough to be able to get through it, as long as he's not below Villager, or I'm sorry, above Villager, it's going to be...
Getting a forward tilt off of the Ganondorf on Cloud, but not what they were looking for.
Cloud does have his Bowser frames, though. I call them Bowser frames because he gets harder to kill. He hits harder, he's essentially heavier.
With his...
he just becomes Bowser. Except he's got all of the things that Bowser doesn't.
Oh my goodness, and right there, evening the stocks up in Ganondorf with 120% versus Villager's 56. Ganondorf actually getting hit by something there on his recovery. I didn't see what the exchange was though.
Red team has a really good advantage with Fox though. Like Villager just keeping the other guy cornered away because Fox is a great scrapper. He gets in your face, and there's not a whole lot of characters that can beat him in a 1v1 situation, especially in doubles. Because even if it is doubles and you're playing against only Cloud or only Fox or whatever, at the end of the day, it's like, well, you still got to keep in mind there's another guy sitting behind you. So it's almost like a mind game, really. Even if Villager completely ignores what's going on, the opponent can't just forget about Villager.
Yeah.
So his mind can't be 100% devoted to Fox, and that's I think it's really going for him, because you have to devote all your time to fighting Fox, but you can't in a double situation.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Especially when he's got a camper like Villager. That was an excellent limit side B from. What is that move called? Something Japanese.
I'm not the person. I don't have that information, but ooh,
nice
not
combo
the tech there.
Villager.
Villager actually opting to stay under the stage while Gandalf did his recovery. Very smart. Making it so that he couldn't hit it.
Waiting for the tech. That was very nicely done. I did not know Villager could do that, but okay.
Now, with the percent lead, or the stock lead here from the red team, the blue team is going to have to adapt. This would only, if red team was to win, it would only even up, and we would go to game 5.
Blue team picking it back up, once again maintaining that neutral. Like they took a breather, reset, and they said, okay, sit in the middle of the stage.
Just like last game, whenever they had the lead, 2 stocks immediately, and then the whole momentum has changed. Now, Gandalf, I was about to say Gandalf could benefit from his.
Almost got gift for Villager again. That down B ended up killing Cloud. Excellent forward smash. Once again, we are back in the same scenario, except Villager has a much better shot this time. Cloud having low percentage, but so does Villager.
Last game, each of them were at 100%.
They had an extra stock.
Yes, yeah, you're right. You're actually right. We're going to see if this Villager can adapt, but
Gandalf is doing a much better job at this, though.
Neither of these two are bad players.
They all know their characters, they all understand the matchup, and it's going to be harder for Villager this time, maybe only because they now understand what's going to happen here. They know, they have a much better idea of what's going to be happening. Oh, excellent bait. I don't agree.
Oh my goodness.
I don't agree with Cloud getting out there like that. I think Cloud really should be taking more time to charge up his limit break again, but I suppose it is working for him, keeping the pressure on.
Not an option that Cloud does at a very high percentage, going for grabs.
He's going to wait for that. Oh, and the up there will finish it. I was going to say wait for a limit break, but nope.
There it is, Katakiri and Secretboss taking winners finals.
3-1.